Have you ever wondered what truly confuses a man who hurt you? It's not your tears, not your anger, not your revenge. It's your calm. It's when he expects you to break, but you remain still. When he expects chaos, but you give silence. When he looks for weakness, but finds peace. That's the moment his ego begins to tremble. Because nothing disturbs a man more than a woman who no longer reacts. In this video, you will learn the ancient art of emotional mastery. How to stay still, detach, rise, and let your silence become the loudest answer he'll ever hear. The way of inner stillness. Before we begin, take a deep breath. Inhale slowly through your nose. Exhale gently through your mouth. Feel your chest rise and fall. Feel the air move through your body like the wind through ancient trees. You are here, in this exact moment, and this moment belongs to you. Let go of everything that happened before this breath. Let go of everything that may come after. Only here. Only now. Listen carefully. When a man hurts you, the first fire that rises within you is not anger, it is pain. That pain seeks expression, it seeks movement, it seeks release, it wants to be heard, seen, and felt. But the one who hurt you expects that. He expects your emotions to burst out like waves crashing upon rocks. He expects you to lose your composure, to show him your wounds, to prove to him that he still has power over your peace. And that is why your first act of mastery must be stillness. Do not give him what he expects. Stillness is not weakness. It is the highest form of discipline. When you can sit with your pain, when you can breathe through it without reacting, you begin to control it. The woman who masters her emotions becomes a mystery, and mystery is power. When he sees that his words do not shake you, that his distance does not destroy you, that his betrayal cannot make you crumble, he will not understand. His ego will search for a reaction, but it will find silence instead. That silence will disturb him more than any confrontation ever could. Because silence speaks truth. Silence reveals that you no longer need validation, explanation, or permission to be at peace. You have found your own ground. You must understand something very deeply. Your reaction is the fuel that feeds his control. Every time you chase him, argue, cry, or try to make him see your worth, you hand him the power to define your emotions. But when you choose to step back, when you refuse to engage, when you look at him with calm eyes and say nothing, you take that power back. It confuses him because now he cannot reach you. You have become still like a mountain. No storm can move a mountain, and no man can break a woman who stands rooted in her own peace. In this silence you begin to heal. You will feel the pain, yes, but you will also feel something else, clarity. The noise fades. You begin to see the situation for what it truly is, not for what your emotions painted it to be. You start to understand that his actions are not a reflection of your value, but a reflection of his own chaos. The more you detach, the clearer everything becomes, and in that clarity, you find freedom. So when a man hurts you, do not run, do not fight, do not react, stand still, breathe, let your silence speak, because sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all, the energy of detachment. When a man causes you pain, the first thing that happens is that your energy begins to scatter, your mind replays the moments over and over again, searching for reasons, searching for answers. Your heart aches to understand why someone you cared for could act with such carelessness. But here lies the truth. The more you chase understanding from someone who lives in confusion, the more lost you become. The wise path is not to demand answers, it is to detach from the need for them. Detachment does not mean you stop feeling, it means you stop being controlled by what you feel. It is the art of mastering emotional distance while keeping your inner world calm. The one who hurt you wants your attention. Even in silence, he expects your focus to remain on him. He wants to know that his actions still echo in your heart. But when you withdraw your energy, when you pull back your thoughts, your emotions, and your presence, he begins to feel an emptiness that confuses him. He no longer receives the reaction he was waiting for. He no longer feels important. You become unpredictable. And that, my student, is where your power begins to grow. When he expects tears, give him peace. When he expects confrontation, give him stillness. When he expects messages filled with pain, give him silence that carries strength. Do not explain, do not prove, do not beg, because explanation is often wasted on those who never intended to understand. Closure is not something he can give you. It is something you create through your own acceptance. Your silence becomes your boundary, your peace becomes your answer, and your detachment becomes your protection. Remember this, attention is energy, and energy is power. Whatever you focus on expands. If you continue to feed the pain, it will grow. But if you shift your energy back into yourself, toward healing, learning, and peace, you begin to transform that pain into strength. Detachment does not happen overnight. It's a practice. You train your mind daily to stop seeking validation from the one who hurt you. You remind yourself that you do not need their recognition to feel worthy. You remind yourself that peace is not found in their apology, but in your decision to rise above. When you detach, he begins to notice something unsettling. Your calm. He feels your absence in a way he cannot explain. He begins to wonder if you ever truly cared, or if you have already found someone better, or if you have outgrown him entirely. That confusion disturbs his ego because now the power has shifted. You are no longer the one trying to be chosen. You are the one who has chosen herself. So, let your silence speak for you. Let your peace protect you. Let your distance teach him what your presence once gave freely. The woman who learns detachment learns freedom. And the man who hurt her will never understand how his actions awakened the strongest version of her. The version that no longer needs him, no longer chases him, and no longer allows anyone to disturb her inner calm. The power of self-control. Remember this truth, every emotion you display is energy leaving your body. Every reaction is a doorway through which your peace escapes. The art of true strength is not found in aggression. It is found in mastery over the self. When a man hurts you, the fire of emotion rises quickly. You feel anger, betrayal, disappointment, and sadness, all fighting for attention inside you. But you must not let these emotions command your actions. You must become their observer, not their slave. This is where self-control becomes your greatest weapon. The one who hurt you expects your chaos. He expects to see you unravel, because that confirms his sense of importance in your life. It feeds his ego to know that he still holds emotional control. But when you remain calm, when you smile gently and walk away without a word, you take all that power back. You teach him a lesson that words could never express, that you have mastered yourself, and therefore no one can master you. Self-control is not about pretending not to care. It is about caring wisely. It is the understanding that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every truth deserves to be spoken. When you can sit with your pain and not react, you become untouchable. Because most people live as slaves to emotion, they are pushed and pulled by every feeling, every word, every rejection. But the woman who can remain graceful in the midst of chaos is the one who commands respect without asking for it. The secret, my student, is this. You cannot control what others do, but you can control how you respond. And in that space between their action and your reaction lies your freedom. It is the silence between those two moments that defines your power. When you feel the urge to respond, pause. When you want to prove yourself, breathe. When your heart screams to speak, let your wisdom whisper instead. Every time you hold back what no longer deserves your energy, you build emotional strength. You begin to realize that peace is not something you find, it's something you protect. And the more you protect it, the less anyone can take from you. The man who once thought he could manipulate your emotions will now see something he cannot understand: your composure. He will test you again, trying to see if your calm is real. But this time, you will not respond out of pain. You will respond out of understanding. You will not react to prove your worth. You will act to maintain your peace. That is the true essence of mastery. The woman who controls her emotions controls her world. She speaks less but means more. She walks away, not because she is weak, but because she is wise. And when she smiles after being hurt, it is not out of denial, it is out of victory. For she has discovered that no one can destroy her peace unless she gives them permission. And that, my student, is the ultimate form of confusion for those who expected your breakdown, but instead witnessed your rise. The art of transformation pain is the teacher that life sends when gentle lessons are no longer enough. When a man hurts you, that pain may feel like punishment, but in truth, it is a call for awakening. It is life's way of pushing you toward your evolution. You can let it poison you, or you can let it purify you. The choice will always be yours. Transformation begins the moment you stop asking, "Why did he hurt me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" Every wound carries wisdom within it. The deeper the cut, the greater the lesson. You may not see it now, but one day you will look back and realize that his betrayal was not the end of you. It was the beginning of your higher self. To transform, you must release attachment to the version of yourself that depended on others for validation. You must let go of the part of you that believed love was something you had to earn through pain. True love begins with self-respect, and transformation begins when you refuse to settle for anything less. When a man hurts you, do not seek revenge. Revenge keeps you bound to the same energy that broke you. Instead, let your growth become the answer. Let your silence become your revolution. While he remains trapped in the same cycle of emotional chaos, you rise beyond it, step by step, choice by choice. You turn your focus inward. You begin to build a life that reflects your worth, not your wounds. Wake up early and face the morning sun. Feel the energy of a new day, untouched by the past. Move your body, let strength return to your spirit. Study, learn, grow, create. Do all the things you once postponed because of him. Every new skill, every small improvement, every step toward your dreams is a declaration of freedom. It confuses the one who thought he had destroyed you, because instead of crumbling under heartbreak, you are blooming from it. Instead of drowning in sadness, you are learning to swim in your own power. Transformation is not loud. It happens quietly, like dawn breaking through darkness. You may cry, you may stumble, but even that pain becomes sacred because it is shaping you into someone wiser, softer, and stronger. And when he looks at you again, he will not recognize the woman standing before him. The same woman he once hurt will now carry the light of self-worth in her eyes. You will not need to prove anything. Your energy will speak for you. The same silence that once felt heavy will now feel holy. You will have become your own peace. Remember this: transformation is not about showing him you have changed. It is about realizing that you no longer need him to complete you. The moment you outgrow the pain, it loses its power. And that, my student, is the ultimate confusion for the one who hurt you, watching you rise from the ashes he created, becoming everything he thought you could never be. The return to peace. The final lesson, my student: peace is not something the world gives to you. It is something you build within yourself. When a man hurts you, your heart becomes like a battlefield. Thoughts collide, emotions rise, and your spirit trembles beneath the weight of what happened. But the path of mastery is to turn that battlefield into a temple, to walk through the ruins of your pain and rebuild yourself from silence. The return to peace begins with acceptance. Acceptance does not mean approval. It does not mean what he did was right. It means you are no longer willing to let his actions hold power over your spirit. You accept that the past cannot be changed, but your response to it can. You stop asking, "Why me?" and begin saying, "Now I understand." Understanding brings peace. It teaches you that every betrayal, every disappointment, every heartbreak was guiding you back to yourself. When you realize that, anger fades and clarity begins to rise. Forgiveness then becomes your final test. But understand this, forgiveness is not for him. It is for you. It is the act of freeing your heart from the chains of resentment. Holding onto bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other to suffer. It only burns your own soul. The one who hurt you may never apologize. He may never see his mistakes. He may even try to pretend nothing happened. But you do not forgive because he deserves peace. You forgive because you deserve freedom. When you release the weight of hate, you make space for healing. You begin to see the beauty in your own endurance, the strength in your survival, and the wisdom that pain has carved into your heart. That is when peace begins to bloom again, quietly and deeply. The woman who forgives does not forget her worth. She remembers it more clearly than ever. She does not chase closure. Her growth becomes the closure. She no longer seeks justice from him because she has already received justice from life. She has become stronger, wiser, and more untouchable. And the man who once hurt her begins to feel something unexpected: confusion. He cannot understand how the woman he tried to break now walks with such calm, how her silence holds such grace, how her energy feels untouchable. That confusion is not your concern. Your task is not to make him realize your worth. Your task is to continue walking in peace. Because peace, once chosen, becomes your protection. When you live in peace, you no longer attract chaos. You no longer crave validation. You no longer allow others to disturb your stillness. You move differently. You speak less. You glow more. The one who hurt you fades into the background of your life story, just another shadow that taught you the value of your own light. So when a man hurts you, confuse him not with anger, but with serenity, not with revenge, but with growth, not with noise, but with peace. For peace is not weakness, it is strength refined. It is the final form of power. And the woman who learns to stay peaceful after pain has learned the highest lesson of all, that no one, no matter how cruel, can take away the light of a soul that has chosen to rise.